Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is the Golden Week promotional mobile suit, Shin Matsunaga's Zaku FS. It's interesting. It's a little bit hard to use because it is a raid and it does not have any kind of dodge roll, so it can take a lot of damage if you're not careful. It also doesn't have any stun options except for its gigantic Heat Hawk, and that's kind of a thing too. But I picked this round because, as you can see, the gigantic Heat Hawk staggers, doesn't just stun. I picked this round because the enemy team is like maybe one support type and 4 Matsunaga Zakus, and I am the only Matsunaga Zaku on our team, so it was just fun. We don't quite win, but it was fun. And yeah, it's got an MMP-80 and it's got some really low power head Vulcans. Caught him. Nope, didn't quite catch him. But it's, like I said, interesting to use. At level 1, it only gets one swing. I'm not sure. This might be level 2, but either way, in the first game at the higher levels, it got a second swing. But I think that was like level 5 or 6, and so far it only goes up to 3. So don't expect anything yet. Right now, they're doing a pretty good job of keeping us pinned down here. You can see the slight disparity in our scores, which is getting less slight as time goes on. Managed to get that one guy, and managed to tag that guy. So I get a couple more kills as the round goes on, as I recall. But that's pretty much my finest hour in terms of this round, getting those 2 kills in a row, if I remember correctly. But only caught part of an airstrike, so I'm alive. That's good. And this is, of course, the mountain map. It is a revamped version of the map from Gundam Battle Operation 1. Similar archways and places to stand on top of them and next to them and all that. And, various lumps of rock for cover here and there. They've also changed the secret passage between the bases. It now has a hole in the ceiling so you can get out on top of the rocks. And I'm dead. And it also... let's see, and they've also added some ledges along the arches there so that it's easier to get up there after snipers, because they used to, perch up there and defend themselves pretty zealously, and there'd be absolutely no way to get to them. They've changed that. They've made it a little better. Still not a huge fan of this map. It got to be a real drag in Battle Operation 1, and it's only slightly less of a drag here, and that depends a lot on team composition. Also, just with the speed of mobile suits in this, it's kind of tiny. I've had a lot of rounds where people forget to take their A and B checkpoints and just rush to fight it out at C just because everybody moves so fast, it's barely necessary to take those. But it does help, so right now I'm just trying to hang back, waiting for a good angle. If I go out there after him, his entire team's going to jump me, so that's for the MMP-80. The weapon options for this are the MMP-80 without grenade launcher or the Zaku machine gun, the standard one. I went with the MMP-80, slightly shorter range, but fires a good bit faster. Can probably do, a fair bit more damage with the faster fire rate, so I decided to go with that. And now... chop. Got the guy. And... yeah, it does huge damage again, especially on its downswing. You just have to catch somebody with it. And closing, especially with a fairly well-coordinated enemy team, is difficult. And chop. And we bounced. I wish we'd gotten a clash instead of a bounce, but at least both are possible. In the first, I may have mentioned this before, but in the first Gundam Battle Operation, there were no bounces and no clashes. What you would do if you hit each other... oh, that backswing connected. What you would do if you hit each other with a with a melee attack is knock each other over. It was really kind of dumb. There are 1,000 little things about Gundam Battle Operation that this does better. I've been thinking about doing like a, some type of like throwback series, just commenting on Battle Operation 1 rounds, knowing what I do now, and, comparing to how things work in Battle Operation 2. But it's been so long since I played, I'd probably get half of everything wrong. But it's something I'm considering. All of the old videos I have up there on YouTube, I could be, putting some new narration on just to so people could see. But, let me know what you think about that as an idea. It's just something that's been in the back of my head for a while. But caught him. The tackle went through, but he also took the damage twice. Unfortunately, he's got a teammate behind him, or else I'd probably have been able to finish him off. As it is, not quite close enough. Did manage to get out of the way of the other Matsunaga Zaku before it hacked at me, and we bounced again. A lot of bouncing with this thing. And swing. Caught me with the tackle finally. I'm probably going to die before I get up with the whole team on me. Yep. But yeah, it's interesting to use. This is probably the best map to use it in because the smallness of this does kind of lend itself to melees, but it just kind of depends a lot on what, again, team composition you end up facing, which, of course, there's no way to know in advance. I've, done horribly on this map with a Gunner Gundam, and then earlier today I went up on a team of nothing but Gunner Gundams, and we tore up pretty good. But it was against a team with a lot of generals, and basically a fast raid can really play hell with the Gunner Gundam because, again, that melee defense of 2. So you're trying to keep that guy from getting to our base and planting a bomb. I think we do ultimately stop him. I think I hit him with a couple of shots here and there, but just not enough to kill him. And now we're all kind of tripping over each other to make sure the guy dies, but I'm pretty sure the guy died. Got a minute and 15 left and a small point gap at this cost, but it's going to end up being enough. And I think they managed to... I see some very low health people on our team, so I think that's where they managed to widen the gap and secure the win, as I recall. But also, they just all pulled back to their base, which is, again, the smart move with a slim lead like this, because they are now in a very defensible position, all fresh, against a team that is not all fresh. And, we don't have any choice if we want to win, but to approach from somewhere. I'm taking the lead on that because I have full health, but just if I get in there, I'm going to die. I'm trying to just get somebody, but at this point with 30 seconds left, I just have to chance it. This does have maneuver armor, but with the whole team firing on you or stabbing you, there's just nothing you can do. So yeah, as you can see, that gap is widening. A variety of us have died. There's just, with that little time left, there was not a thing we could do about it. I have one more losing match actually planned for later this week. It was just I picked it because it was just interesting, and the enemy had a really good strategy that I want to show you. But yeah, that one was relatively close up until the end, and we just could not seal the deal. But the Shin Matsunaga Zaku FS is interesting to use, if nothing else, and I think in the right room and the right circumstances, it can be pretty good. It was pretty good for me here, but I could just not... Again, they were just too well coordinated at the end, and there was nothing I could do about it. So that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We'll be back soon with more, so till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later! There are a lot of Battle Operation 2 mobile suits that feel significantly changed and or upgraded from their Battle Operation 1 counterpoints. This one kind of doesn't, and I think that's why it has such a hard time.